If you like my videos, don't forget to follow me on social media to keep up to date with all the latest news regarding my channel and my content. And most importantly, don't forget to subscribe below or at the end of the video. To purchase any item featured in this video, please visit any of my affiliates, which are also linked in the description below. But most importantly, check out my Amazon store, filled with recommendations on Blu-rays, DVDs, books, and other media featured in my videos. G'day guys, Dave Lee coming at you once again from down under, and we are back at shops. Back at the shops. We're gonna head in, we're gonna go to JB Hi-Fi again today, of course. Where else am I gonna go at the shops? There's a big sale on at the moment. I don't think I'm going to actually take part in the sale. There's not too much in it that I want. But there are a couple of other titles that have been released this week from Shock Entertainment. A few catalogue titles that I want to pick up. A few things that I've been waiting for to be released on Blu-ray for a few years, actually. We're going to go in, we're going to check out. Hopefully they've got it all. Let's go. Alright, as I said, there's a couple of catalogue titles that have come out this week from Shock, the distributor. There's like, I don't know, there's actually quite a number of them that are out. I think like 7 or 8 titles or something. There's probably a small handful of them I'm going to pick up today. There's a couple of other ones that I don't want to pick up. We're going to have a look around, we're going to see if they have them, and yeah, I'm excited. I've been waiting for some of these for ages. There's also a 3 for $40 deal on at the moment. 3 for $40, not bad. I mean, it's certainly not the worst deal, but it's just, I don't think there's anything in this sale that I really want. I don't know, I prefer the 2 for $30s or the 2 for $20s sort of things. So I don't think we're going to pick up any of them today. Just the catalogue titles, I'm probably up for 70 or 80 bucks as it is. So we'll look for the catalogue titles first, and then at the end we'll have a look at the 3 for $40, see if there's anything to pick up. This is one of the new Shock releases right here. Roxanne. It's one of my favourite Steve Martin movies ever. Absolutely fantastic, but the only thing is, I have this one. I was impatient, I imported this one from the States years ago, so I'll be giving that one a skip. It's going to be exactly the same, so, but that's out there, that's just come out this week in Australia. Long overdue, fantastic movie. This is another one they've just brought out this week. This is part of their Cinema Cult range in a cool little slipcover. It's Mysterious Island. It's the Ray Harryhausen classic film. I'm not sure about this. There's a version over in the UK from Powerhouse, Indicator. I kind of want to pick that one up. So just looking at the bonus features here, it's got absolutely nowhere near the same amount as the Powerhouse release. There's a lot of exclusive stuff that they made for that release. So this one's got a nice slipcover, and I have a lot of the other ones. It's got a higher price point than the ones I'm looking at, so I'm going to sit on this one for now. If I can get a good deal on that at some point, I'll probably do that, or I might import the Powerhouse one. I'm not too sure. We got What Dreams May Come as well. This is one of my all-time favourite Robin Williams films. I just adore Robin Williams so much. I'm still so heartbroken over his death. This is one of his best dramatic roles. I've actually already got this one. I imported that from the States many years ago. I just had to, one of my favourites. But you can finally get that in Australia now, which is awesome. So there you go. What Dreams May Come. Interesting to see that some of the ones I'm after, they've got like heaps of them. Some of the other ones I've only got one of, some of them they don't have at all, so it's very strange. I wonder if it probably has something to do with supply and demand, I don't know, but I've been waiting for this movie for years to come out on Blu-ray somewhere. I think there's only just been released in America, region locked though, no UK release, so finally, I'm so excited to get this one. I won't put it back, I'll grab it. This has been released too. This is the Director's Extended Edition of Dreamgirls. It's in a cool little digipack thing, I guess. Digibook? No, just like a digipack. Yeah, digibook, there's a book in there. 27 bucks? No thank you, but I'm kind of interested in picking that one up at some point. It's a really nice edition of that, so at some point I will pick that up, but not for $30. So we'll wait for that one to come down, be in one of the specials or something. Yeah. Got a few new releases this week. Jigsaw, something that just does not interest me whatsoever. Never really been interested in the Saw movies. Geostorm, actually I think that's been out for a few weeks. I've heard that's terrible. This has just come out this week. Suburbicon, Matt Damon. Actually don't know too much about that, but it looks okay. Oscar Isaac, George Clooney, Julianne Moore. Might give that a whirl at some point. New Ben Stiller movie, Brad Status. Looks like it's only on DVD at the moment, but that looks like it might be kind of interesting. Luke Wilson, Jermaine Clement, Michael yeah, it's got a good cast in that. There might be some, I might have a look and see online if there's like a Blu-ray version overseas somewhere. I think these two are new this week too. Purge Anarchy on 4K. I have absolutely no interest in them at all, but some people might be interested to know they're out there in 4K. Same with this looks interesting. Batman, Gotham by Gaslight, 4K. It's one of those DC Universe animated movies. Nice to see they bring out some of these animated films on 4K. Looks kind of interesting. You might think about that one day. Not for $30, but certainly one day. There's actually quite a few Batman titles out on Blu-ray at the moment. It's pretty crazy. There you go. If you're a Batman fan, you've been in heaven. These are new too. I've not seen these before. Nice and snazzy, shiny, beautiful. Got to do something to entice people to buy the 4Ks. This one's new this week as well, I think. Bad Mums 2. I really enjoyed the first one, so I'm looking forward to seeing the second one. It's a Christmas movie too, double whammy. Other than that, I think that's all the new releases out this week. Well, I've managed to find most of the ones I'm after. There's a couple that weren't sitting on the shelves. One of them apparently is in stock, it says on the website, so I'm going to actually ask someone to see if they have it. But I've got a couple here. I had a quick squeeze at some of the 3 for $40s. Nothing really grabs my attention. What about you? Always. He's got a couple. Actually, interesting to note, there's a few 4Ks part of the 3 for $40 at the moment as well. Mad Max, Jupiter Ascending, Pacific Rim, all the usual suspects really. All the same stuff that's always on special in the 4K. I think I'm pretty much done here. I've got the ones that I wanted to pick up. There's a tub back there for the 3 for $40. I think I'm going to have just a real quick look inside there before we head out, just to make sure, and then we're going to head home and unbox these. Yes. This really annoys me when they do this. If you saw my video last week, they had the bargain tub sort of all organised. You can kind of flick through it like this.
Flashback. End of flashback.
And then sometimes I just throw stuff in here. It's a big put off for me. I don't know why they do it. I guess it's like more enticing for people to go rummaging through and see if they can find something, but it just annoys me. It's like there's no rhyme or reason. You push stuff to the side and then you forgot what you've looked at and you go back and pick up the same stuff, and I don't know. Look, as I said, I wasn't that interested in this deal to begin with, and this has just completely turned me off it. I'm going to go home because I couldn't be bothered with that. That annoys me. That annoys me. Okay, and that's it. I've got my handful of shock titles. Let's go. Okay, done in JB Hi-Fi. I managed to get all the shock titles that I was after, every single one of them in the end. I had to ask one of the staffers there. They went out the back and there was just stacks of them apparently, heaps of the ones that I was after. So they grabbed them for me. And old mate Rick right here has always grabbed a small little stack of stuff from the 3 for 40 range. I gave up because I hate ruffling through the box. It annoys me. If you're watching out there, JB Hi-Fi, as I know you sometimes do, thank you very much, much appreciated. Love you guys, but sort out your system with the bargain bins. It's so much better when it's all organised. When it's just all thrown in there, I couldn't be bothered. So sort that out. Otherwise, you guys are the best. I love you guys. Don't blacklist me. I love you. Okay, we're gonna go home. I'm gonna unbox. We're gonna see what I bought. See, JB Hi-Fi, I bought so much stuff from you. I love you, but yeah, just take on board that just little piece of constructive feedback. I was just digging a hole. Okay, we're gonna go home. I'm gonna just show you guys what we bought this week. That was quite a big haul, which is a shock. Usually I don't do a haul when it's not like 2 for 20s. You know what? We're just gonna go home. I'm talking crap because now I'm scared that JB Hi-Fi is gonna blacklist me. I love you guys. Let's go home. Okay, let's take a look at what we picked up at the JB Hi-Fi store a couple of days ago. We're just going to get into this. We're going to take a look. We got a handful of stuff. As I said, I basically went there because I wanted to pick up a handful of titles that were just released this past week by Australian distributor Shock. They are a great distributor. Basically, they focus mainly on releasing catalogue titles. A lot of older stuff, a lot of stuff from the 90s, a lot of stuff from the 80s, and just like catalogue stuff that's just never been released on Blu-ray. If you've been following my videos recently, I've actually picked up a few of their titles, 8mm, Mystery Men, and The Fan. They're all Shock releases that have come out over the last month or so that I've picked up recently. So it kind of gives you a good idea of what these guys release. They're fantastic, I love them, and I got a small pile of their new releases this week. As you would have seen in the video, these aren't the only titles that they released this week. They also released Mysterious Islands, which, as you saw, I'm kind of contemplating whether to pick it up in Australia or pick up the Indicator Powerhouse release of that from the UK. And they also released What Dreams May Come and Roxanne, which are two of my all-time favourite movies. But I got impatient years ago and imported them from the US. But I was so happy because there's a handful here that they have actually released, and as I'm sure I said during the video, a lot of these are actually ones I've been waiting to come to the format for a very, very, very long time. So I'm going to take a look at these Shock releases I picked up, as well as just a very small handful that old mate Rick picked up at the 3 for $40 deal that they're doing at the moment. So usually when they do these kind of things, I would wait around. Usually the Shock releases, they would usually coincide with the 2 for $20 deal, but they've just finished one up, so I don't know when the next one's actually going to be. These will probably be included in the next 2 for $20 deal, so if you want to hold off on them, you can, but recently, Shock have been doing some funny things. Like, I've noticed a couple of their titles, especially 8mm, sort of came and then just disappeared. It's off the JB Hi-Fi website, and it's kind of hard to find. Also, The Borrowers is one they released recently. I haven't picked that one up yet because for some reason it was priced at $16. These ones were priced at $13. But The Borrowers, my JB Hi-Fi has a couple of copies of that. I will pick it up eventually, but it's not on the JB Hi-Fi website at all. It's not even listed. So there's been some really weird things that have been going on with them, and I'm just kind of like, I want to get them when they come out. I don't want to wait around just in case I miss out on them, because these are ones that I actually really, really want, and if I miss out on them, I'm gonna be disappointed. So I've picked all these Shock ones up. But if you are feeling a little bit risky and you feel like you might just kind of take the chance, these are the kinds of titles that usually do pop up in 2 for $20 sales. So you might wait around and you'd save $15 or something like that, something like that. Anyway, also I would sometimes maybe wait for like a 20% off sale. They've done so many of these recently that I don't see another one coming for a long time. I think if we look back at the history of JB sales, usually the next one comes March sometime, like mid to late March. So there's not going to be one for a little while. I got impatient when I picked these up. So let's take a look at what we picked up this week. These are all the releases I said from Shock Entertainment. Fantastic. Let's start at the bottom of the pile. We picked up Bewitched. This one stars Will Ferrell and Nicole Kidman. I saw this movie years ago. I can't remember if I think I liked it a little bit. Typically, it's not a movie that gets a lot of praise. It's got a really low rating on IMDb, and I do understand that. It's not a great movie, but I'm a big Will Ferrell fan, so I just wanted to pick this up just for the sake of my Will Ferrell collection. Of course, we've got Nicole in there too. An Australian icon. We love Nicole here. So look, I had to pick that one up. I couldn't let that one slip past. Steve Carell's in this too, I think. It's okay. It's a bit of fun. So I had to pick up Bewitched. And it actually surprises me that this one, it's a movie that came out in 2005, and this has just never been released on Blu-ray. That actually surprises me. I thought that maybe this was like a reissue of one that's gone out of print. It's never been released on Blu-ray here, or I think anywhere else in the world at this point, which is weird. But there you go. I picked that one up. Also picked this one up. This is one I was so surprised to actually see get a Blu-ray release, especially over here. It's actually one that I've never watched, but I've always wanted to see. It's just one of those movies that just evades you. You know, that one where you're like, I want to watch that one day when I can get my hands on it. And finally I've got my hands on it. This looks great. It's a classic comedy from 1993, starring Mike Myers. It is So I Married an Axe Murderer. This looks great. I've heard some really good things about this over the years. I'm a fan of Mike Myers, especially his earlier stuff, Austin Powers, Wayne's World, and I've heard that this is like a classic, sort of in the same realm as those. I just never I just never watched it for some reason. I never got around to it. This looks good. I'm looking forward to actually checking that out. I just love 90s movies, 90s comedies, 90s actions, and when one comes along that I haven't seen, I gotta grab it, I gotta watch it. Yeah, I'm really excited to check that one out. That's probably one of the ones I'm most excited about in this bunch. So I Married an Axe Murderer. Awesome. Next up, we got a comedy from 2000. So I was going to say the late 90s, but it's 2000. This come out around the same time as American Pie, just before American Pie. It's got the bloke from American Pie in it, Jason Biggs. It is Loser. Just channeling my inner Jim Carrey there. I apologise for that. Every time I do like an impersonation of someone on this channel, it goes incredibly wrong.
Flashback.
Terminator 2 Judgment Day. That was awful.
End of flashback.
But there we go, we've got Loser. This is one I actually remember really enjoying when it first came out. It's quite a good movie from memory, and I'm interested to check this one out again because I haven't watched, as I said, I haven't watched this for a very, very long time. It's got Mina Suvari in it as well, who was also in American Pie. It's got Greg Kinnear in there too. I honestly don't remember Greg Kinnear being in this one, but there you go. It can't be too bad. Can't be too bad. I think I'm going to enjoy rewatching that one. I can't wait. I've actually wanted to rewatch this one again for a long time. I had this one on DVD, I think, but we've like stored all our DVDs away in storage, sort of, and it's hard to get to them and just sort of rummage through them and find them. So it was easy to pick that up just for the sake of 13 bucks, and yeah, I'll check that out again soon. This one's one I'm also excited about. I can't remember if I've actually watched this. I have a feeling this is one they used to play on television all the time, and I may have caught it on TV one night, I have a feeling, but it's not one I've actually like sat down and properly watched. It's one of those television movies, but it looks really good. I love these kind of things. It is First Night, starring Sean Connery, Richard Gere, and Julia Ormond. Yeah, look, this looks pretty good. I like these medieval kind of epic movies. I like these medieval sort of movies with King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table and Guinevere and all that kind of stuff. I love them. This one is one that, as I said, I'm sure I have seen it on television, but I've just not watched it properly, so I'm excited to finally get my hands on this and check that out properly. Got a couple more here. This is, oh my lord, this is one I've actually been waiting for this to come on Blu-ray for so long. It's one I've never watched. I've always wanted to watch, and it stars one of my favorite actresses. I've just never been able to get my hands on this. What is it? Marie Antoinette. Oh man, this looks so good. Kirsten Dunst as Marie Antoinette. I'm sure it's not historically accurate. As far as I know, it's not. I am an enormous history buff. I've spoken about my love for American history, like 20th century American history, especially on this channel multiple times. But I also just love like kings and queens of France and England and whatever. And I had this obsession with Marie Antoinette in history when I was studying history in high school. I just thought she was just so interesting and so just baffling, a very interesting person. Yeah, I was sort of just obsessed with reading whatever I could about her, and for some reason I just never got around to watching the movie. I don't think I ever had it on DVD. I've just kind of been waiting for it to hit Blu-ray for years and years and years and years and years. It was available in France for a very long time, but unfortunately, I considered importing that, but it didn't have English subtitles on it, so there's no way. It didn't have an English audio track on it either. It was just like a French audio track. Although that could be kind of, you know, it could be kind of interesting to watch it in French, considering they're supposed to be French. But yeah, I want to know what's going on, especially if there's no subtitles or English audio. I won't know what's going on. This one only has in English and has no subtitles. No one's bothered to do a subtitle track for it at all. I think there was one released in the US recently as well on the Sony there, like, I can't remember what it's like their print-to-demand service, and it was like region A locked, so I just didn't bother with it. But I'm so happy it's finally found its way to Australia. Marie Antoinette, I can't wait to check this one out. It just looks great. Even as like a Sofia Coppola movie, it just looks like a beautifully made movie and just visually gorgeous, even if it's not historically accurate. And apparently Kirsten Dunst's performance in this is great too. So I'm looking forward to check this one out. Even if it's just visual eye candy for a beautiful looking movie, this should be good. I'm looking forward to checking this out. If you've seen this movie, let me know in the comments below. What did you think of it? Same with any of the other movies I'm pulling out here. So I Married Married an Ex-Murderer. Let me know your thoughts on that one, because I'm kind of interested in that as well. What did you think of First Night? Loser, Bewitched, go for it. We got one more here that I picked up from the Shock releases. This is part of their Hollywood Gold series. This is a series they ran years ago where they actually do these on DVD. They've consistently run the Hollywood Gold series on DVD for as long as I can remember, for a very long time. And they just use this as a banner to release a bunch of like classic Hollywood movies, 20s through 50s, I suppose. And yeah, they started doing them on Blu-ray a long time ago, but I've got everyone they've released because I just love classic Hollywood, and any excuse to get any classic movie on Blu-ray, I'll take. But this Hollywood Gold series was a series they did. Maybe they ran it for about a year or two on Blu-ray and then just stopped altogether. I don't know why, it just disappeared for a couple of years, and then all of a sudden it just started to slowly trickle out a few more. Last month they brought out, what was it? The Hindenburg. This was the last one to come out on the Hollywood Gold label. So for some strange reason, they just decide every now and then, oh, let's just whack out one of these Hollywood Gold. This is what I'm really excited about. I haven't been as excited about a Hollywood Gold series title for a long time. Stars one of my favorite classic Hollywood actors, one of my favorite actors of all time. What am I kidding? It's Jimmy Stewart, and there's only one thing that's better than a Jimmy Stewart movie, and that's a Jimmy Stewart Western. Winchester 73. I'm so excited to check this out. It just looks amazing. I love Jimmy Stewart. He's fantastic. I love all of his movies, and his westerns are just great. He did a whole lot of westerns sort of towards the back end of his career. This was 1950. If you've never watched a classic Hollywood movie and you're kind of interested in getting into them, maybe checking out a couple, check out some of James Stewart's work. I think that his work is just some of the best, probably most accessible classic cinema out there. I just think there's like a timelessness to his movies that kind of speaks to this generation, especially the stuff he did with Frank Capra, like It's a Wonderful Life, or Mr. Smith Goes to Washington, or you Can't Take It With You. I just think they're very accessible movies for a modern generation. They may all be in black and white, but look, it's worth checking them out if you're interested in getting into Hollywood cinema. I think Jimmy Stewart movies are a very good kind of starting point, and his westerns are great. I haven't checked this one out. He did one called Two Rode Together, The Man from Laramie, and Flight of the Phoenix, which are all just fantastic. As I said, just very, very accessible movies. I love him, and this is just one that I never got around to kind of watching. If you notice, yeah, my frame changed just a little bit. It's because my battery died, so I'm not having a very good morning today. And this has the added bonus of having Shelley Winters in here. I'm not too sure about these other two. I don't know if I've seen them in too much more. But the back also says Rock Hudson's in this too, so that's got to be just cool. Rock Hudson is great. A lot of fun as well. There you go. And that is it for me. That's it for the... I'm not sure I'm quite happy with how this is framed still. Let's go. How's that? Is that okay, guys? So yeah... Look, they're my releases from Shock. These can all be picked up at JB Hi-Fi right now. As I said, there's a couple more released this week. Mysterious Islands, as well as Roxanne and What Dreams May Come. All great movies. Roxanne, What Dreams May Come, just fantastic. Two of my favorites. Two of my favorite comedians. Although What Dreams May Come is one of Robin Williams' great dramatic roles. Look, they're all out. If you're interested in any of them, go and pick them up from JB Hi-Fi. To round this video out, let's take a look at old mate Rick's very, very small haul here. As I said, he picked these up as part of the 3 for $40 deal that JB Hi-Fi currently running. I'm not sure how long they're running the deal for. The deals they've been doing recently, they have been lasting for months and months and months. This deal's probably going to kick around for a little while. There's not a whole great load of stuff that I'm particularly interested in this deal. It's mostly stuff that I've already got, or stuff I'm not incredibly interested in getting just yet. But there's like 600 titles or 400 titles or something in here. So go and check out their website, check out what they've got, because there's actually quite a bunch of great stuff in here. But just as I said, just not a lot of stuff that I'm interested in getting right now, or just a lot of stuff I've already got. So old mate Rick managed to find 3 actually quite decent looking movies here. Let's start with this one because I already gave you a little teaser of it. This one has David Oyelowo and Rosamund Pike. A United Kingdom. This one actually looks really good. Has some decent reviews out there. Why does my focus keep going out? It's got some decent reviews out there. It's like set in 1947, so I like a good like sort of period movie. And a true story of a love that shook an empire. And it's a London office worker and the king of Botswana. So that actually sounds really, really good. Like a very interesting movie. I think I'll watch that probably this weekend. It sounds really good. We also picked up another one, which is another like sort of true story based around royalty. Funnily enough, it's called Viceroys House. This is, I'm guessing, an English movie because it's got an English cast here. Hugh Bonneville. I was going Gillian Anderson. I didn't realise that was Gillian Anderson there. Jeez, this looks completely different. I don't know if she's been given like a makeover for the movie or she's just aging gracefully though. Gillian Anderson, and there's a couple of other people in here. Manish Doyal, Huma Qureshi. I'm not too sure who they are, but it's set in India. So as far as I'm aware, they may be quite popular actors in India. I'm not too sure. But look, this one's set in 1947 as well, actually. And the British colonial rule in India is coming to an end. So these are sort of two you could, I guess, watch back to back. And funnily enough, they're both distributed by the same distributor, which is Transmission, who are a shoot-off of Sony and Universal, I think. Yeah, interesting there. Yeah, both been produced by the same studio. Both movies came out in 2017. So that's kind of interesting to note, actually. And for a moment there, I thought the director was the same. It's not. But yeah, they could almost be seen as one of those things where it's like companion movies. Both set in 1947 and based on just kind of a cool, quirky little story from the time period. Awesome. I'm looking forward to both of them, actually. And we picked up another true story, once again from Transmission and Sony. Is this one set in 1947? No, it's just set in 1944. Close enough. This one is called Churchill. Obviously based on Winston Churchill. So by the sound of it, it's kind of like Churchill's struggle in sending out his troops. He commanded a slaughter of troops in the early 1900s, and I guess he never wanted to repeat that in World War II. So it was sort of him. I guess so. This is, I guess, him battling with his inner demons. Should I send these troops out to another slaughter? True love inspires true greatness. It sounds really good. I'm actually really excited by this. It stars Brian Cox as Churchill and Miranda Richardson there as well as his wife Clementine. So I'm looking forward to that as well. I just love, as you know, I love 20th century history, both American and European, and I think that's going to be a good one. They're all going to be good ones right there. All Transmission Sony titles, all set in the 1940s, funnily enough. So there you go. So look, that is it. That's our haul for this week. We picked up, again, a bunch of shock titles, which are awesome. And you can pick them up at JB Hi-Fi right now. And you can pick all these up at JB Hi-Fi right now as well. It's part of the 3 for $40 range. A pretty decent deal, which comes to about 13 bucks each-ish. Again, if you went around for a 20% off sale, they'll be a bit cheap. Yeah, it'll basically be 3 for $32, which is really good. It's about like less than $11 each, so that'll be a good deal. But again, I'm not sure how long this deal is going to kick around for, and I'm not too sure when the next 20% off is going to come and whether the two deals will sort of coincide. But yeah, it's a good deal that's going on at the moment, and again, some great catalog releases. I believe there's a bunch of catalog releases coming out next month as well, so I will come back with another haul video very soon. I know a lot of people, every time I put one of these up, everyone says you need to do more of these, but the fact of the matter is I don't do big hauls all the time. That's just the truth. I don't go out every week and just spend up. I usually wait till, again, there's like a handful of like catalog titles that are released at a cheap $13. I'm happy to pay that. So I'll go out and I'll haul up on them, or when there's a deal, really. And there's not always deals, and usually when the deals start, I take advantage of the deal straight away or over the first couple of weeks. And then there's like a lull. I don't haul for a long time. So really, I can't do a haul video every week because we're not spending up this big like every week. Most of our purchasing happens at hauls. So in between, we do like the weekly unboxings where I have a look at what I've received in the mail and stuff, and mostly that's most of the stuff that I pick up. So the next haul video will either be when there's a next big dump of catalog titles, which I think is coming out very soon, or when there's another like great deal that I can't pass up. Look guys, I'm going to close this video off. that was my haul for this week. Hope you enjoyed it. If you are a first time viewer of my channel, this is my first video you've watched, and you'd like to see more in the future, then what are you waiting for? At the end of the video, hit that big old subscribe button up on your screen. To all my regular viewers out there, thank you once again for joining me. To absolutely everybody out there, don't forget to hit that like button down below. There's a great deal in getting my videos out there. Look guys, I hope I'll see you all again soon. Until next time though, take care, and I hope you have a wonderful day.